Hey, friends, welcome back to Service Matters. I've got a really exciting episode for you this week. So, without further ado, I want to jump right into our first segment. It is an interview that I had the chance to do with Brock Buack. Now, Brock is from Northern California here in the greater Sacramento region, Placerville to be specific. And he was quite the impressive high school student. So I had the chance to meet him last year, or I guess beginning of this year, when he was accepted to all of the military academies. He got an appointment to all of the military academies. And this is no small feat. I mean, for anybody that knows, not only do you have to have incredibly strong academics, you have to have strong extracurriculars, leadership, community service, volunteering. You also need congressional appointments, meaning a congressman needs to recommend you for one of these academies, and that's a whole process in and of itself to get that sort of an appointment. And so it's really impressive to get the congressional nomination and so forth. So it's no small feat that Brock got admittance to all of these military academies. And I got to meet him when he was still making his decision. He was still weighing his options and, thinking about what he wanted to do in the future, maybe be an intelligence officer. And he eventually made that decision and he decided to go to the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, which is very exciting. So I want to just give you a little bit of a chance to get a peek into Brock's world since he has been at the Air Force Academy. It is now the end of September. He went to Colorado Springs in June, so he's been there for several months now. The academic year is in full swing. He's already gone through basically basic training in the beginning. I Day is initiation day. It's actually something that I've attended several times when I was a reporter in Colorado Springs and covered it from a journalist perspective, but Brock got to live it firsthand. So I want to go ahead and share this interview with you, and I'll see you on the other side so we can chat about it just a little bit. Enjoy.
I think we have to just point out the fact that we're talking on a Sunday afternoon, which I presume is maybe your only free time that you have to hop on with me and talk in between your homework and stuff. So give me an update. How has it been at the Air Force Academy?
Well, first of all, I'm very grateful to be in this situation right now. It's just an amazing opportunity to be here. Um, been very busy, as you would expect, and everything, just from juggling the high academic standards that they expected us from here and the athletic standards that they want us to be in and the military duties that we have to carry from day to day. But I'm very thankful for all of it. I really appreciate the challenge and the opportunity here. And I just know that, if I keep putting in the work and I keep going through these next 4 years, nothing but, I'm just going to have a really great time and a really great future. And it's just going to help me set up and hopefully have a good career in the Air Force coming, hopefully in the next couple of years.
Yeah, 100%. It's setting you up so well. So tell us, it's obviously September now, but you went to Colorado Springs a couple months ago. Take us back. When did you actually go? How was I Day? Tell us about your first couple of weeks there.
Yeah, so my first couple weeks there, stepping on the campus on I Day, bunch of emotions, a little bit, a little sad, gonna step away from my parents for the first time in my life, finally leaving the nest, so to say, but also just being so surreal. I've heard about this place ever since seventh grade. I've been wanting to come to one of these military academies. I've always thought about Air Force for a while, and the fact I was actually able to step on that campus and just see everything come into fruition, it was very awesome experience. I was very proud to be there. And then, as everyone probably knows, once I stepped on that bus, I knew everything. It was real at that moment. It was time to buckle down and get to work mode. It was a little intense, just kind of like normal any type of boot camp and everything. But I was able to keep calm. Kind of been in some situations like that before. Thankful for being able to be prepared for some situations like that before back in high school with doing Civil Air Patrol with their mock boot camp and just kind of most the same type of stress and situation with sports, trying to be a captain and be able to work under pressure in the middle of a game. So it was very nice to have some of these opportunities to help prepare me for this. And I was able to work pretty well. And I couldn't be more thankful for all my teammates or my classmates that have been there with me to help me get through it. definitely wouldn't be able to get through it alone. We had a core group of teammates in our squad. And from there, we just worked as a team. We were able to get the job done, and we were able to complete everything. And then we were able to get our shoulder boards and finally get accepted for the class of 2029 for our on A day. So couldn't done without them. I've made some great friends so far, and I can't wait to keep on enjoying this journey along with them for the next 4 years.
That's awesome. So for people who aren't familiar, you know, a military academy is not like a normal college. You go a lot earlier before the you're there for, you know, several weeks, couple months before the academic year starts. So tell us what that is for, what why you go early and what you were doing, and then the transition into the academic year starting.
Yeah, so mainly the main reason we need to actually step on the campus and start our journey about 2 months before starting in June, because academics don't start till mid-August, is mainly to develop us into the war fighters that the Air Force and Space Force want us to become. It's just a big reality check for everyone that's attending this academy to know that we're not just here to get a college degree and then go on with our lives. We're here to develop into the next leaders of our U.S. Air Force and Space Force to hopefully, if it comes to that, fight and win our nation's war. So they want us to know right from the beginning that they demand a world class standard from us, and we need to do everything at 100% speed, efficiency, and make sure everything is correct. So they try to help develop us into that for those first 5 to 6 weeks, basically putting us in situations we're almost guaranteed to fail and learn how to recover from that failure and then build on to make sure that we are almost 100% perfect all the time, or at least strive for perfection. And also, main thing is to understand how the Air Force and Space Force has been built upon. We learn about their core values. We're given this book called Contrails, where we need to learn and memorize a bunch of different facts and history back from the beginnings of the Air Force and Space Force, back from its beginnings in World War I with the Army Air Corps, and mainly just to learn overall that we're part of something greater than ourselves. We're key pieces into helping keep our nation secure and keep it free for the rest of its existence. So it's just to help everyone know that this isn't normal college. We're not here just to get a degree and then hopefully go do some civilian job. We're here to help protect our nation. So it's just a almost kind of weed some people out that don't understand that, or develop people who haven't gone there yet to understand as soon as we enter academic year and we know exactly that everything we have that we're doing here, for academics to military to athletics, no matter how small it seems, it serves a bigger purpose to help develop us.
That's so awesome. I want to ask you about, you know, obviously you prepared for this for so long between sports and Civil Air Patrol and all of your activities and your leadership roles. But what has it actually been like to be amongst, I mean, you were so elite in high school. So obviously, I mean, like you really stood out. And so what has it been like to now be in a group? How do you manage not feeling imposter syndrome or not feeling, you know, like you're trying to keep up? How do you manage that?
Well, I personally feel like experience. I've been able to put it towards my freshman year in high school. I knew stepping into it, I had a long way to go, and I had to work. And I came in with a humble mentality, knowing that I'm not the best yet, or I'm not an elite level human being yet. But I'm going to work as hard as I can to become that in the next couple of years to really make a name for myself. And I'm really just applying that same mentality here, because I know everyone here is coming from they were elite students everywhere around the nation, and even some people from exchange programs from the world. So I know it's everyone here has come in. They've accomplished something high level, and so I'm just coming in with a humble mentality, and I'm going to try to keep working from there instead of just stopping and think I've made it. I'm just going to keep building on myself, keep trying to better myself, and just know that if I keep working hard now, I'm going to see it come through my junior and senior year. So kind of just applying it the same as high school, keep my head down, keep grinding, keep working, and just understand that the more I develop myself, the more success I should see in the future. So just more like long-term goals, or just knowing that I'm going to get my reward as long as I keep putting in the work every day.
Yeah, keeping that like long-term perspective, that mentality of just like delayed gratification, which is so amazing that at such a young age you have that nailed down so well. So you've started the academic year. And another thing I think a lot of people think about the military academies, and they think military, obviously, right? They think that that's the distinguishing factor, but also the incredibly rigorous academics, the level of academia that you're working at this university is just next level. So tell me about how your classes have been going. What classes are you taking? What are you enjoying? I would love to hear about that.
Yes, so I was definitely very nervous coming into this for the academic year because I've heard and they have not proven wrong that this is Ivy League level education. And right now, I am taking chemistry, basic Arabic because we're required to do a world language. Every student here has to do at least 2 semesters of a world language. I'm also just finished up my class for boxing. Everyone here needs to learn hand-to-hand combative, so everyone takes a boxing class. I'm also taking behavioral science class, which is introduction to psychology,
Okay.
and I'm also taking commission and leadership, which is basically a military leadership class that teaches us the basics of what it means to be in the military, what it means to be an officer, and the type of rules and type of person you should be in order to be an effective leader in the air and space force.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. Um, that. Yeah, I believe that's all my classes.
That's a
uh,
full plate. That's crazy.
Yes, it's definitely a lot from day to day, but it's when you what I've learned is just effective time management, being able to make sure you're taking your classes from make sure you're doing your homework, make sure you're getting everything done on time, and a big thing is trying to work ahead. Kind of
Yeah.
we talk about. I try to manage my weekends a lot to where I could get homework done ahead of time, trying to be able to study, and just go from that from day to day. It's just a lot of keeping a good planner and knowing you got to allocate a certain amount of time because they give you about a 28-hour schedule or a 28-hour load for a 24-hour day. So it's definitely a lot to handle, but as long as you can split up into little bits and pieces, it should be good. And I also just remembered I'm also taking calculus on top of it. So
Oh
that
my
was the last class.
goodness.
I,
Calculus.
I knew I was forgetting one class. It was I was also taking calculus on top of it. So yeah,
Oh my
but
God.
or yeah, I know. And then, but I've also been told, and I was talking to my advisors as well, this is kind of the lighter load. Next semester, we're going to be
Get out.
taking, I think, 2 more extra classes on top of it. So it's definitely held to a high standard. But as long as you just keep things simple, where you can just chunk out one piece at a time, it's not as bad as you think it is in the beginning. But it just takes a good level of time management.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I have to ask you, so do you have a major? Have you declared a major? Do you get a major at a military academy?
So while I've not declared a major yet, because you're what I've been told is you can declare now, but it's recommended to declare towards the end of your freshman year.
Got
I
it.
am strongly leaning towards wanting to get a degree in political science and minor in American studies. I did dual enrollment at Sierra College in high school, and I had got an associate's degree in political science and behavioral science. And I just kind of want to build on top of that, as well as kind of transfer that degree into hopefully my job I want after my 4 years in commission as an intelligence officer. So I want to keep going down that road. And also with a degree, I've heard you've been able to do some study abroad. Hopefully, get to go spend a semester in another foreign country, or go into another military academy and spend a semester there. So very interested in this career field. Very interested in this major, and so I'm really hoping I can just declare in that and then go through there and then enjoy my next 4 years with something I really truly want to pursue.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was a double major in college with one of them being American Studies, and it's such a great background to have because it's obviously the history, it's obviously American history, but it's really put in a lot of cultural contexts that are really interesting, and you kind of get to learn about like all elements of American history through different lenses and through different mediums, and so it makes you very well rounded with just American history and such in general. So that's very cool. I'm excited for you. So has it been hard being away from home? Have your parents been missing you?
Probably one of my hardest things here is probably just missing my friends and family at home.
Yeah.
It's just going from being at home for over 18 years, just going from high school, middle school, and everything, and not really traveling much because I've stayed in my county my whole life.
Yeah.
Um, it's just it's a little difficult. But over these last 3 or 4 months, this place has really felt like a second home because everyone here has just been so um, hopeful. We've all been a good team working towards a common goal, and they've been almost like an extended family. They're always there when I need something. If they ever want to talk about something, I'm there for them. We kind of lean on each other, and it's almost like just another little family, like a home away from home. So it's definitely gotten better as the months have gone, but I'm definitely looking forward to at least seeing my family again in person, everything come Christmas.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you going to get to come home or are they going to come out and visit you?
We had Parents Weekend a couple weeks ago. They came out and we got to visit them for a couple days. It was very exciting. And then for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I will be flying back home, so I get to come and see everyone come November and December.
That is so cool. And I want to ask you about just the campus. The campus is so beautiful. I used to live in Colorado Springs and went to the Air Force Academy many times. So I want to ask you sort of about the campus, and then I want to chat about the city a little bit just because I'm interested because I love Colorado Springs. But you have one of the most beautiful campuses of all the military academies, and you have gorgeous weather. I mean, you're gonna have snow in the winter, but you have sunny days all the time. What's it been like just living in Colorado and on such a beautiful campus?
Well, the campus is just amazing. Everywhere I go, it's just a great view. There's so much history from all the statues and all of the monuments that have been donated, from the air gardens to all of the retired aircraft on the commandant's lawn in the middle of the cadet area, and also just the view. The Colorado Rockies are sitting right there behind the cadet area. So every day I get to go out there, no matter what time of day, and just almost get lost in the view, and just very thankful every day I'm out there just to be in such a beautiful area. The weather there here is it's a lot different than California. I'll say that.
Yeah,
that was a big shock. It rains a lot out here, but
yeah,
there's very nice sunny days and everything, and it's just really beautiful area. I'm very thankful to be in a place like this and just be immersed in so much history.
yeah,
Um, and a lot of times when I'm out there walking around and everything, I kind of remember about my great grandfather who served in the Army Air Corps, and get to see some of the history and everything. And it almost helps me connect deeper into my family and what they contributed through the military. And I just, I love getting to see everything every day and walk by. It just makes me very proud of being here. And it really helps me kind of like we were talking about earlier, give me a little bit of a sense of purpose for every little thing I do has a cause to contribute to such of great history that we've already achieved so far.
yeah. And you're creating your own legacy there. It's probably weird for you to think about that now, but thinking about your grandpa's legacy and serving, and that's what you're doing now. And then your grandchildren will look back and be like, yeah, my grandpa Brock, like in many, many generations, and they'll be able to look back at your legacy there too. Have you had a chance to go into Colorado Springs at all? Do you ever leave campus or are you mostly on campus?
So we can leave campus from time to time, usually either on a Saturday or Sunday. The only time I did was when I went with my parents for parents' weekend, and I
Yeah.
got to see. We went to a couple of museums. We went to the World War II Aviation History Museum. Got to go see some of the aircraft from there. It was really nice. For me, kind of like we talk about, I like to really work ahead. So most of my weekends I'm usually spent taking care of stuff like that, my academics or military, or just trying to keep training to hopefully have a good boxing season.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, it's a really nice area. It's a really great place, and there's so much to do there. Like they got so many activities for you to do, whether it's just for
Yeah.
fun, whether it's just for a good scenery, or it's just to go explore and have a really good time. So it's a really nice area. I really like the Colorado Springs area.
It's gorgeous. And that's one last thing I wanted to ask you about, Brooke. I wanted to talk about being on the boxing team. So tell me about that.
Well, I'm just very, very excited for the opportunity to represent the Air Force Academy at the D1 level in the boxing ring. Um, I'm still got a long ways to go to hopefully crack that starting roster, but I've been putting in the work, trying to transition from that wrestling to boxing. It's really helped, and it's been a little bit of a transition, but not super hard. And it's just exciting. It's really nice to know that at the end of the day of school, I still have a sport to go to, and I still have
Yeah.
something to train for, and still get to compete at the Division 1 level. Ever since I was probably in like fifth, fourth grade, I've always wanted to be a Division 1 athlete, and the fact that it's finally come true is just very excited, very thankful, and just one of the many amazing opportunities here that the Air Force Academy has given me, and I couldn't be more thankful. I'm just so happy to be uh, in a place like this to where I can be able to achieve all these things and be able to just do everything that I've wanted to do since I was a young kid.
That's so awesome. I love that you're accomplishing every goal right along, and then you just keep
making a bigger goal and just moving the goalpost and increasing those. So I guess Brock, like my last question is just like overall thoughts and how you're feeling and just, your overall takeaways, I guess, from your first couple months.
Um, Mainly just it's been a really great experience. Um, it definitely hasn't been easy, so to say, but I'm very excited for the challenges that I've been given and be able to grow and just keep accomplishing one thing after another. I know I still got a long ways to go just for the end of this freshman year, but very excited to keep tackling everything and hopefully just be able to achieve some of the personal goals I've already set for this year, academically, athletically, and military wise, and just being excited. Just keep looking to the future, and yeah, just having a great time, trying to enjoy every little moment because I know I only got kind of like high school 4 short years here, and I'm trying to get the most I can out of it. So very thankful. It's been a very awesome time, and I'm just really glad for the small family I've made, and I hope I can just keep growing that family here at this academy.
Oh, Brock, that's awesome. You're so wonderful. Thank you so much, as always. I'm so impressed. And I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. Seriously, thank you, Brock.
Yeah, of course, and thank you. I really appreciate being able to continue sharing my story with people. I'm just glad to know that it hasn't really stopped since high school and just keeps being able to grow and just get more exciting things to accomplish. I'm just really happy that there's still more goals to achieve. So I really appreciate you being interested and reaching out. I know you're very busy on top of what I have to do and everything. So I'm just really glad we were able to find some time and be able to have this conversation.
Isn't Brock so impressive? I just can't even believe everything that he's been able to accomplish in such a short period of time. It bodes very, very well. I told Brock when I met him, and I said it on air the first time many months ago, we ran his story. I said, I think you're going to be president, Brock. Like, I think it's going to be President Buack. And I'm just wildly impressed. I'm very, very proud of Brock. And I think it's very generous too of him to share his time with the local media because his story is really inspiring. I've had many people reach out since Brock chose to go to the Air Force Academy. So we did the story where he got into all the military academies. Then we did a follow up. Announcing that he had chosen the Air Force Academy, and I've had several viewers reach out and ask how Brock is doing and how he's liking it, and if he's happy with his choice because obviously it was such a hard decision at the time. And so I really want to thank Brock because it's very, very generous to give your time back. That's the most valuable thing that you have, especially at a military academy. He's so busy with all of his academics and extracurriculars and military obligations. And so it's really, really wonderful that he chose to give a little bit of time to little old me here at Fox 40 and chat with me. So huge thank you to Brock. One other thing I want to say about Brock kind of after we recorded the interview, we stayed on Zoom for a little bit and we talked because, like I said, I used to live in Colorado Springs, and I told him because I still follow all of my old friends in Colorado Springs, and I follow the news station and our chief meteorologist. Shout out Mary Matthews. I see the severe weather they've been having. Oh, they've been getting hit hard. He was saying that it's so rainy, and he was like, "It's really raining in Colorado." Like I didn't know. And I told him it's not usually that rainy. I mean, of course, there's always those late summer showers, the lightning storms, the thunderstorms, which a lot of people like. I personally didn't like them, but they are beautiful in the summertime when it's sort of still warm outside, but you're getting the thunder and the lightning in the late afternoon. But it's not as bad usually. They have a particularly severe weather pattern the past couple of months in Colorado Springs. But I told him just hold on through the winter and then into summer. And also in Colorado Springs, if you've lived there before or you visited, something really unique is that the elevation is so high. Denver, which is north of Colorado Springs, the capital of Colorado, is known as the Mile High City because of the elevation. Well, Colorado Springs actually sits at a higher elevation than even Denver. And the important part of that when it comes to weather, specifically snow, is that the sun is so strong because you're at that higher elevation. You're literally closer to the sun. And so it melts the snow very, very quickly. So even on a very cold day, let's say it snows in the morning, By 1 or 2 in the afternoon, when the sun's been out for several hours, that snow has completely melted, and even the ice has melted. The dangerous part is when it then refreezes overnight because it sort of melts into water, and then it turns into black ice, and that's not fun. It's quite dangerous, actually. You have to be very careful when you're driving there. But during the day, it's not as bad as people think, because even though it's very cold outside, it's usually quite sunny, which warms you up or at least melts the snow. So you're not driving through like active snow. You're kind of driving through more of like a slushy. It's a mess. You got to get your car washed like every 3 minutes, or just don't bother at all. Really, is actually what you should do, is just not bother till the winter's over. But I digress. You're not here for a weather report. You're here for Brock, as you should be. So, anyways, just a huge thank you to Brock, and best of luck to him on everything that he continues to do. I hope that I will be able to continue speaking with him and continue talking with him all the way through his military career and what I predict to be a very, very, very successful future. That's Brock. All right, welcome back to Service Matters. Got a fun little thing to share with you. So, the Placer County Sheriff's Office is opening up a new station. Actually, they have opened up a new station, I should say, to sort of fulfill the West Roseville, Lincoln area. So, this new facility is in Rockland, and they actually bought this building not that long ago. You'll hear in the interview, this was a fairly quick process to get this building up and running, fully functioning. So, very exciting for them. And I'm excited for you to hear a little bit more about it. So here is the new sheriff station in Rockland for the Placer County Sheriff's Office. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind just starting out and telling me a little bit about this new facility that the Placer County Sheriff's Office is sort of rolling out and starting to use.
Yeah, so this new facility we actually purchased in October of last year, and it's been a work in progress ever since then. So now that it is up and running, we do have limited patrols running out of there. So right now those patrols are focused on the most western parts of Placer County and the unincorporated areas around West Roseville, Lincoln, out to the Sheridan areas. So patrol will be, or is up and running out of that station now as of this past weekend.
That's exciting. And I mean, obviously it's been a work in progress, but I feel like less than a year from purchasing to actually having patrols run out of it is a pretty good timeline. That seems like it was really efficient.
Yes, we were able to get up and running pretty quickly, and the county also purchased an adjacent building next to us. So it's going to become a big county center. And so more improvements will be coming in the coming months to the sheriff's specific building. So we'll be able to have more walk-in services for like records requests and civil filings, some CCW for concealed carry, instead of people having to come all the way up to Auburn to be able to do that stuff.
That's really nice. Now, I'm assuming that, this is obviously to serve a need, to serve those residents that you mentioned in West Roseville and Lincoln. How did the sheriff's office decide that there was a need to have a new facility there?
Well, the county is planning for quite a bit of growth in that area in the coming years, up to 10,000 new housing units. So instead of being reactive and waiting for the people to get there, we are taking a proactive approach so that we have the infrastructure in place and we can scale up as the population scales up. We didn't want to be caught on our heels. One of the things that Placer County is known for and is very proud of is our public safety and the fact that it's one of the safest counties in the state, very low crime rates. And so we want to maintain that by staying ahead of the curve.
That's awesome. And my last question, sort of, as you mentioned, getting ahead of it and making sure that that facility is up and running before the need is really, really crucial. Are you staffing with new deputies, or are deputies just sort of getting moved over, or, I guess you're adding staffing as well?
Yes, a bit of a combination. In the coming years, additional staffing will happen to meet that demand. As of right now, we are staffing it with current staff that we have. These aren't newly hired deputies. These are existing deputies who are here, who are already working in those beats out in West Roseville or in Lincoln. But now they will be housed out of this specific station, which makes it faster and easier for them to get out to those areas. Prior to this, those deputies were housed out of our Loomis substation.
Very cool. Very interesting. It's always good to see the development happening. And as a Placer County resident myself, I actually live in that area, very close to that new station. I'm excited to see the growth, and I'm so grateful that our first responders and our county is thinking ahead so far to make sure that we are prepared and equipped to handle the inevitable influx of people to the area as the years go on. So very cool. Congratulations to the Placer County Sheriff's Office. And I look forward to hopefully being able to visit that facility soon and get a tour and see all of the great services that they're running out of it. All right, welcome back to Service Matters. This is a really cool interview, a great, worthwhile project that I got to speak with Barney about. You'll hear from him in just a moment, but this project is leading up to Veterans Day, which is November 11th. So we're just about a little over a month out, about 6 weeks out from Veterans Day. And it's a really cool initiative where they're looking for World War II veterans, the remaining few. I mean, we had millions, and now we are in the thousands here in California specifically. And so this is sort of a call out to all World War II veterans to make themselves known. And this organization is working to give those veterans the recognition and the medals and the honors that they deserve, that they maybe didn't get when they came home from World War II many, many decades ago. So without further ado, here's Barney, and I'm just really looking forward to you guys hearing about this. Tell me a little bit about your mission with Veterans Last Patrol leading up to Veterans Day in a couple months here.
Yeah, so we're really excited, Riley. I'm the program director for this project, and Veterans Last Patrol is a fantastic organization, kind of started in Greensville, South Carolina, by some incredible people there that support our veterans. You can find them on veteranslastpatrol.org. And what they primarily do is they're a veteran support group, primarily for veterans in hospice, hence the Last Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I'm doing here for Veterans Day is I'm the program director for this project. I research our World War II veterans. A lot of them, when they came back from World War II, came back after occupation duty, and a lot of them, the ticker tape parades, the celebrations were all over. And I learned that they didn't get their service medals. Now, my father was one of them. He served in the Marines in 1st Marine Division in World War II in the Pacific at Okinawa. He was a Marine stretcher bearer. And when he passed away, I looked up some of the guys in his unit, and they started telling me that. So it was kind of a little wrong, I want to write, and I've been doing them kind of one at a time. When we locate one, I fly all over the country, and we do a really nice honor ceremony for them. But what we're trying to do this year for Veterans Day, it's the 80-year anniversary after World War II.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to reach out, and this is where you guys are helpful here. We're reaching out to the community, and we want to find as many World War II veterans as we can, because we're going to honor them with their service medals. And it's really important twofold. One, we want them to know they're not forgotten. They were the greatest generation that ever lived. They saved our country and our freedom from two of the most evil empires in history.
Mm-hmm.
And second thing is, when we do these service medals for them, it's not just for them. We want them to know they're going to be remembered. So these medals and these medal cases, like some of the pictures I've sent, they get handed down to their kids, and hopefully down to their kids and every generation after that. So it's important that lessons passed on, because it was the greatest conflict in the history of the world. And, these guys were heroes in your family tree that helped save our freedom.
I think that's an amazing mission, and I like how you said it's not just for the veteran, it's also for the family. I mean, obviously you have a personal connection being inspired by your dad, being a veteran, and having that be the reason you got involved. What are some of the reactions that you get from both the veterans and their family members when you're able to connect them with these medals that they deserve?
What a great question. A lot of the times what you see, Riley, and I was a little bit guilty of that myself, is, a lot of these veterans, they know him as grandpa and he fought in the war and all that. But when you really see what he did, when you really learn what they did, I mean, these boys were, a lot of times, Riley, they were 17, 18, 19 years old. and they went overseas. And I mean, it's not just the fighting and the combat, which was horrible, but there was atrocities they saw. And these boys left their wives, their moms, their girlfriends, their jobs, their farms. And it's just amazing the courage and the integrity that generation had. That's well, I've heard that, and I truly believe they're the greatest generation that ever lived. And when we do these ceremonies, you'd be surprised how the families a lot of times are like, wow, I didn't know Grandpa actually did that. He's a hero. He's not just some guy that fought in the war. And yeah, it's amazing. And we really want to pay homage to them. We want them to be recognized for what they did.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious about sort of, I guess, the urgency, the nature of this mission. You're looking for veterans.
Yeah,
Obviously, every year that passes, there are fewer veterans from World War II.
right.
Can you talk about, I mean, how important it is to find these people before they pass away?
Absolutely. So there were millions that served, as we know. At last count I saw, there's 66,000 left, and it's shrinking every day, as we know. And I'll tell you, what we're doing this year is we're interfacing with a lot of the veteran organizations here in California. We're outreaching all of California.
Mhm,
And we're going to interface with like American Legion, VFW,
mhm.
and these honor ceremonies. We're interfacing with them. Some of the vets are a little bit immobile, so I do these sometimes right in their home, and you'd be surprised. They're incredible. We invite their family, their friends. Sometimes I've done a couple of the whole neighborhood comes, and VFW will send an honor guard. There's a priest. They have a band. It's amazing. If they can, we'd like to do them at the American Legion or a vet center like that and hold it for them there and honor them there.
Mhm.
But there's 7,700 left in our proud state of California. California has the most surviving World War II veterans. So we're in a big campaign here to reach them, like you said, in times of the essence.
That's awesome. And I want to just ask you personally a little bit about the sort of satisfaction that you get and the
Yeah.
motivation that you have. I mean, this is so interesting. I mean, not only are you meeting war heroes like you said, but you're learning about their stories and you're learning more about
Yeah.
history. And I just, what's this been like for you?
What a great question once again. Thank you for asking. So get this. I grew up in San Francisco. So I've been blessed with some great teams, the Giants, the 49ers. And this is what I compare it to. I saw Joe Montana and I was at the catch. Saw Willie Mays, but you know what? Those guys, not to take anything away from them, and they're playing a sport, right? These guys I've got to do these honor ceremonies for, they help save the world. I mean, they put their lives on the line. And a lot of them, as we all know, didn't come back. And anyway, I've gotten to meet and talk to Marines that hit Iwo Jima,
Mhm.
Guadalcanal. I did a ceremony last year at the French Embassy in DC, where we honored 5 Army veterans that were at Omaha Beach in Normandy, first wave. It was incredible. So I got to talk to them. And could you imagine getting to actually hear their story and what they went through is, to me, just incredible. I mean, they're the Spartans of the world, in our modern age.
Yeah, that is so true. It's pretty incredible when you think about it, when you read about it in
Yeah,
history books and then you put a face. Sometimes it's impersonal until we can put a face to some of these stories that we hear about, and then it really connects with us,
right.
especially the average person, the average viewer. So, Barney, what's the best way for somebody who's watching this who either is a veteran or is a family member or close friend of a veteran that
Yeah.
wants to get in contact with you? What's the best way for people to reach out?
Great. So we have a special line just for this, and and I'll tell you, a lot of the seniors here we've had call, they really don't have a lot of access to internet, as we all know.
Yeah.
Now, veteranslastpatrol.org is the website. And by the way, we're always looking for volunteers to help, even just with a program in general year round. They do a great Christmas card campaign. They help with hospice, etc. But our phone number for this specific honor day on Veterans Day is 916-775-7444. So
Awesome.
once again, 916-775-7444.
Great. Awesome. Barney, thank you so much. And this is honestly such a worthwhile cause. And
Thank you.
I cover here with Fox 40 Service Matters is sort of the segment that I have, and I cover a lot of
Yeah,
military and veterans and first responders. And so I think that
awesome.
it's really wonderful what you're doing. And I'm hoping that we can get the word out on this and find you some veterans.
Yeah, Riley, thank you so much. I appreciate you stepping up here to do this with us and help us out.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. You take care. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, Riley. Have a
Okay.
good night.
Bye-bye. A really cool organization and a very worthwhile project, as you could hear there. I think this is really amazing and really fascinating because I sort of said it to Barney in the interview, but I think it's difficult for us, especially my generation, right? Like millennials, we didn't our parents were not World War II veterans. Our grandparents were. Maybe we never met our grandparents, or maybe they passed away when we were very young. And so we don't hear these stories directly anymore. And so to be able to talk to these veterans and hear these stories directly, we haven't lived in a time of World War in the past two generations, really. So it's absolutely crucial for us to understand the sacrifices that were made and the lives that were lost and the reasons behind it. And I guess most importantly, the consequences that have flowed from that and the freedoms that we have today because of it. So an incredibly worthwhile project. If you or someone you know is a World War II veteran and you would like to get in contact, please do, because I think that it's an incredible initiative. And I definitely plan on following up with Barney to just see all the veterans that they were able to touch and see the fruition, see this project come to fruition in 6 weeks here. So we'll be checking in with him for sure. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Service Matters. I really appreciate you always for tuning in and letting these stories be shared in this platform and in this way. And, of course, if you have a story that you feel like you want to share, you want to bring some light to military, veterans, first responders, anybody who's helping our community to keep it safe and who's sacrificing a lot so that the rest of us don't have to, I would always love to hear it. You can find me on Instagram, Riley Carroll, or you can follow me, or not follow me. You can follow me on Instagram, or you can email me. My email is Riley, RILEY .Carroll, CARROLL at fox40.com. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you next time on Service Matters.